Alrighty, it show us your tips. Daggy back with a weekend preview. Memsie Stakes Day in action tomorrow. We've got Caulfield and Rosehill to look at. Beaver will be back next week. He's just on holidays this week, following on from my holiday last week, so apologise for the lack of show there, but we'll be back on board as we head towards the good stuff later this spring. Let's kick off at Caulfield, where we're on a soft track at the moment. The rail goes to the 4 metre mark. Apparently some rain around this afternoon, so we'll just keep an eye on that. None tomorrow on a coolish day, but apart from the obvious concerns about the inside chopping out there, hopefully all systems go for Caulfield. We kick off with the 400 metre benchmark 78, and race one, number one, Davida comes off a nice win last time out. Brilliant ride from Blake Shin, getting across from the outside barrier. We'll push forward again here without a heap of pace underneath. I think Stealth of the Night comes up with it. I think those two can fight it out. So I'm going to base my thoughts predominantly around the 1 and the 3 here, and hopefully get us off to a strong enough start. You can, at the current prices, back on both. Stage and Screen gets a nice camp behind them. We'll improve. We'll kick on from that last start win. And I went looking for Nana at a bit of a price down the bottom, as trialled since the run at Sandown, and it was quite good there. Big price that maybe you can throw into your first fours. The second is an 1800 metre benchmark 78. And where did I go here? I went away from the Amleto race last time out and went looking for MacDane on the quick backup here. Comes from Sandown last week, straight back to the races, which I always like. Damien Lane jumps on board. Cozy enough gate, each way price. I'll put it on top from the favourite, Jenny Maltabella. We get a line through Davida in the first. And I just like the fact that she's lightly raced, coming up to a bunch of horses that are all stuck together. So obviously different form there. Looks pretty good to me. They're the two I'm going to form my opinion around when we get to race day. But yeah, the each way price over MacDane appealed. So that's the way I will lead here. Race 3 is a 2,000 metre handicap, and I'm going to stick with, after a bit of a freshen up trial since St George, again, another one you get an each way price around $7. Very impressive last time out, which I suggested it might be. Comes back to the races, and I like the way it sets up again. Mark Zara, once again, as we head into spring, is going to be valuable. Jockey, no knock on the favourite. Dark Benet was very good last time out. Obvious chance, and if you want to back her, stick with her, that's fine. Not a lot else here that really caught my eye. See, the Storm was good last time out. We'll go it next best. I went looking again for Machine Gun Gracie, but I think I'm starting to jump at shadows there. Yeah, not much else to add. We'll move on. Race 4, 1,400 metre benchmark 84 comes up next, and I spent a lot of time trying to get my head around this race before just deciding that Cruiserweight, now it's got the run, will be the horse to beat. Sat outside lead last time out. Not sure it was the perfect spot to be for it at that time of the prep, but comes back here. It's a fairly average race, and if we do see the best of it, I think we'll win this. Next best, Stylish, who just got an awkward spot last time out. Can bounce back. Blake Shin on board, and Asakura had a bit of a day out last time out. Just found its way up along the rail. I think clear air out wide. If we're swooping, and if that is the place to be, could be the forgotten horse in this one. The fifth is the Group 3 Quartz Stakes for the girls, over 1,200 metres. And as long as the inside is okay, gate 1 is okay. Shadivar got the job done for us last time out at a reasonable price. Hopefully gets a job done again. We'll go forward. And I'm not quite sure how many chasers there are. Pretty keen on it, with the caveat that gate 1 is not just quicksand. On top, best of the day, Shadivar, as long as all things are equal. I won't even mention any other dangers. The 6 is the Heath, 1,100 metre Group 3. Another one I'm not going to spend too long on what's a useful part of the betting day. I'll live another day. Lovely horse. Again, gate 1 is the concern, but the trials were great. Everything going well. Harry Coffey hopefully finds the right part of the track and will win this if all things are equal. I thought at a price, if you're looking for a Quinella horse that might be some value, Don't Hope Do first up here might be a place bet. $5 a place can run in, add some value to your exotics. War Machine's been pretty disappointing this time out, so we'll leave it alone. And where else are we going? What else are we going to talk about? Not much else. I'll leave it another day. Top horse, going places. We'll back it. The quaddie kicks off with the McNeil Stakes, a 1,200 metre Group 3 for the returning 3-year-olds. And I'm going to put the Kiwi on top here. Tricky race, but I'll have something on it around the $5 mark seized today. And I wasn't really sure where else to go. Some very impressive stuff in New Zealand. I thought trials were fine. B Shin goes on top for me. I'll have a little spec on Obombulate as the main danger. Bit of a Kiwi flavour there, around the $13 mark. Thought it showed a bit of pace in its last trial. Lines up well, but very much a watch and learn race. I'm not sure how many of these are going to be troubling some of the super stuff as we get into the real meat of the spring carnival. But again, as I said, we might learn a lot more afterwards. The first feature of the spring comes up in the 8th, the 400 metre Group 1 Memsie Stakes here. And a very good race, a very interesting race to watch and learn from as well. But I ended up coming back to the fact I don't think there's going to be any pressure on Baywak leading. If it gets its own way in front and it's not too hard to hold on and lead and win there, it's on top. I think the only other possible pressure comes from Mr. Brightside and potentially Treasure the Moment pushing up underneath. The rest of these will be a bit of a ways off. Nash can do what he wants, and you know what Nash is like. Once he can do what he wants on a leader, fairly keen this is going to run well, and at this point in time, you can get an each-way price about it. So it's on top. Lovely colt from Treasure the Moment, next best. And for my own sanity, look, I'll probably end up having something on Angel Capital after it just had a poke around, as they say. Barrier trial first up there at Rosehill, went back and eventually went through its gears. But one day it will blow a field like this away. I'm not sure if one day is coming or not, but just for my own sanity, I'll save on it. But fairly keen the more I thought about it. The Baywak, all things being equal, will run well here. The 9th is the Heatherley Stakes here, now listed. Race 1,700 metres, and a couple of lightly raced horses step out for the first time in Melbourne. Yellow jersey just was nabbed. I think Fitness gave out first up. It's running Queensland. I like the fact it spent some time in Queensland, had a bit of sun on its back. I love the 2 trials since, including most recently winning at Caulfield over Mr. Brightside, in fact, in a trial. I think it's sharp enough here to take up a spot, and against a bunch of resuming stayers is on top. Look, do I want to dive into 230? Probably not just yet, but we'll see how that holds up. And I thought Barnavar was interesting here. Another one that's had one run in Oz, been put away now, first up, second press for Chris Waller, and you're getting a double-figure price for a horse that's going to go forward in a race without a lot of pace. I think Just Folk takes it up, and it can probably go close to camping on its back if it wants. So they're the two. They're the two that when we get to the quaddie will go in as well, and hopefully we get the winner with one of them. Let's wrap up the Caulfield card. It's been a whirlwind trip through there. 1,400 metre benchmark 100. And another leader I've gone with, give that track strength tomorrow, but Sassapeel, we stick solid. It's got the picket fence next to its name. It finds another great race to keep adding to it. Does have to step up slightly in grade. It'll be a little bit more pressure than it's had its last couple, but I think is a better horse than perhaps I even gave it credit for initially. On top from Storm Leopard, lovely horse resuming, ran well in the Derby, won the Tulloch Stakes in Sydney. Trials have been decent enough. Interested to see it return. Another one stuck to gate 1, sadly, but it will go somewhere this spring. So I look through the Caulfield quaddie for us. First leg will go 1 Seize the Day, 2 Unit 5, 4 Obambulate, and 9 American Eagle. Second leg, 3 Tom Kitten, we'll just throw in for a bit of value, 5 Angel Capital, 10 Baywak, 12 Treasure the Moment. Third leg, we'll go, what have we got here? 7 Barnavara, 10 Yellow Jersey, and I've thrown 16 first chorus in. A bit plain last week. Finally got through its gears. Maybe the extra bit of distance will help on the week back up. Star of the Winter. But we're now into some good stuff. But yeah, if you're looking for a third number there, it goes in. Last leg, number 10, Suntora. Big price. 11 Sassapeel. 12 Ten Commandments. 13 Storm Leopard. You can probably narrow that down to just the 11 and the 13 if you want to really dig in. But the one I've gone with, $100 gets you 42% or so. What have I done on the card for a best? Race 5, number 6, Shadivar. Value, race 3, number 2, St. George in the staying contest. As I wait for Rosehill to load, we'll head to Sydney next. Don't forget to check out Extended Bench for news.com.au, myself, James Maloney, and Ben Talentine talking rugby league each and every week. If you want to hear a bit of footy opinion, check that out on YouTube and Spotify. But let's head to Rosehill next, as I take a breath in a sip of water. Right, Rosehill, beautiful weather in Sydney today. Rail 3, all drying out, soft 6. I think we get to a dead, and I think it should race okay for that 3-metre position. Very interesting card with a lot of lightly raced horses coming to town, taking on probably the right races for them too. So some that I wouldn't always dive into, I've put on top, but let's see how this pans out. And as usual, we kick off with the midway, 1,800 metres, benchmark 72. Not the most enthralling race. I've gone with Proxima D on top, as the name suggests, as the market suggests, I should say. Favourite at the moment. Two nice wins. Braithnock I've found a couple of times today, so give him strength tomorrow. Sets up all right from gate 9, should push forward, find a reasonable enough spot. I've got Federal Reserve in next best. Good stable, always runs well in these sort of races. And Orange Tsunami is the on-pacer, who I think is worth throwing to the exotics. Has done some good stuff its last couple. And finds a race with a chance for it to sit lead or outside lead. And that puts that right into this one. The second is a 1,400 metre class 2 highway handicap, and big field. Going to stick with Extreme. Tipped it last time out, and look, the winner halfway up the straight. Just got nabbed late there by a nice horse, actually. Going to stick with it again, gets the same run. Hopefully can get the job done for us this time. From Zalik, comes off the typical done setup. Trip Doomben, nice win there, comes to town. Tommy Berry, and will be in the running line, which shouldn't be too bad a spot to be, I would hope. Next best, Think Back, who pushes up and leads off just getting nabbed late by a reasonable horse at Scone last week. But chances don't end there, but that's why I'll play the race predominantly. The third, a 2,000 metre benchmark 78. Price is outrageous for this favourite, but I have come kicking and screaming to put it on top. Athelworth. It's only failures on wet tracks, really. It's 3 runs either side of that failure. This prep, at least, was impressive. Trial since has been good. Gate 3, Zach Lloyd, all ticks, ready to go. Do I want to take $1.45? No. But is on top from a Peered, who was very good on its Aussie debut. Pretty soft in the end, running through at Newcastle and putting away its first up win. And is a reasonable price for your exotics. And Tacker Speed used its fitness to just get home the other week down in Melbourne. It suggested it might run well. It's a good price to throw in. Another one, a good price to throw in if you are looking to play your first fours and such. Race 4, we've got girls, 1,500 metre benchmark 78, where we can tie the market leaders into Mind Your Biz, both running against it in the last few weeks. I have put a Vista on top. We do lose J-Mac, who threw it across the line last time out to get home, but I thought it covered ground and was pretty good there. And I think this is probably a weaker race. I was disappointed in a couple of others in this race now. And a few of these do a bit wrong. So it's on top from Transcend. One day the penny will drop and it'll win a good race, but I don't know how close we're getting to it. It'll go back and we'll need Tommy Berry to really get up to be in the finish. I'm scared, but I've gone with a Vista without a great deal of conviction there. I hope Beside the Ocean can improve, but pretty average first up, I thought. The fifth is the boys' version of this, Colts, Geldings and Entires, 1,500 metre benchmark 78. Another one with a bit of a silly price coming to town off a Canterbury resumption is Mr. Miller. Sorry, tell a lie, Warwick Farm resumption, but was impressive there and doesn't have any convictions yet. Gets a nice run. Tommy Berry against a few that have been going around most of winter in the same sort of fashion. I thought the value in this race, and perhaps on the card, is Botanical Boy, now third up. flipping up to Sydney, perhaps looking for a drier track. Last run wasn't too bad. The last couple weren't too bad. Now get Zach Lloyd and his $9. So give it some thought in what you do. I think I'll be backing it each way here. Obviously, Steel Strike and Punting will be hard fit on pace and give you the sight. But look, I think Mr. Miller comes to the right race, a bit like the previous favourite, and Botanical Boy gives us a bit of value there. The 6th 1100 metre benchmark, 78. And look, the market is right. I'm putting She's an Artist on top. Can't say I'm a huge fan of the horse, but I do think if the best of her turns up, she'll win this. Nice gate, was saved from a few weeks back. They've been trying to ride her quiet to get her to settle and handle herself a bit better. If she does, she'll win this. She has some talent under the bonnet. So on top for me, from Street Artist, who got too far back and will be better with Zach Lloyd taking over. I hope it's mapped last on the Racing New South Wales maps. I hope it doesn't end up there because it'd have a job to do. But if not, will be very hard to beat. I'm not telling you the market isn't, but if we get the best of She's an Artist, I think she'll win. The 7th is a 1300 metre Group 3 up-and-coming stakes for the 3-year-old or 3-year-olds here, and I've got absolute respect for Savagram. He was very good on debut and potentially leads this race here. But I'm going to have a spec on what I think might be the best horse here, Diameter, for the Wallace stable. You're getting about $15 at the moment. Might have goals further down the line, something like a Carbine Club or similar as we get down into the spring, but... gets gate 2 run here for Tommy Berry, and I'm not sure how many of these have tremendous upside. So at $14, let's find out. Put it on top from Savvy Diamond, who ran Steel Will to a head last time out, albeit coming back to a dry track off the heavy. But I don't think it's done much wrong, and again, you're getting $13, $14 around it. So let's have a bet on both of those and see if we can get something out of it. If you like this leader, Savagram, I wouldn't talk you out of it. I think it's got some ability as well. Very interesting race. The 8th, another interesting race for the 3-year-olds once again, 1100 metre Group 3, and as we head towards the Rosebud and the Golden Rose and all that sort of stuff. And we might be getting a bit of a present here with the price for Guest House in $5 at the moment for a horse that has Everest aspirations eventually. I know Mick Price has a good opinion of this thing. Obviously won the Golden Slipper. I thought Trials Back have been good. The last one, slightly concerned I'd have a clip up the side just to get its minor job, but straightened out well after doing so. And I just think sometimes you just get the chance to have a bet on the best horse, and that's what I'm going to do. From Blue Door, it'll be the bunny. It'll be on pace. It was a good resumption. But, yeah, as I said, going to spec the best horse here and hope we get something for the kick. What do anyone else want to talk about? Not really. Revenge to Runner right, but not huge on those restricted sale races. Blah, blah, blah. Wild Atlantic Trials have been good, but I don't back that stable. The 9th is a 1500 metre benchmark 100, and let's take it home with a couple of winners. Althoff is an absolute moral. It'll win. I loved what it did last start. That was arrogant. Zach Lloyd again, in for a good day. Should pick these up and do... only bad luck will beat it. It'll win against these. Main Danger, Harry Run. It'll have to run past because it'll be leading for Tim Clark. Obviously a scary proposition. And look, always interesting. I'm in to win, come back to town and see how it goes next best. But Althoff will get the job done. The 10th, benchmark 94 here. And I'm going to put Grand Impact on top. Both runs this time in have been good. Again, Zach Lloyd. Sets up well, finds a right spot, and very hard to beat from Amazing Eagle as the market suggests is too short. But what else is here? Ran well last time out. Razor run well. Does have 3,000 metre runs and has to go to 12. Is the concern there though? But yeah, let's hopefully finish with a few winners, which is always the play. The quaddie. First leg, we'll go 1 Diameter, 9 Savagram, 10 Genesis Runner, 11 Savvy Diamond. Second leg, 1 Guest House, 6 Blue Door. Third leg, 1 Run Harry Run and 7 Althoff. And we'll come home with 2 Grand Impact and 12 Amazing Eagle. Look, if you want to just multi up, you can get 312% for $100 there, but you may have to owe some money afterwards. If you want to just multi-up diameter, Althoff, Grand Impact and Guest House, and have a little spec on that, you're getting 500 to 1. So throw $5 on that. And if I get something right for once, we might all be having a good Saturday night. My best, race 9, number 7, Althoff. My value, although I haven't tipped it on top, race 5, number 8, Botanical Boy. I haven't really had a chance to look around the rest of Australia. The only one that sort of caught my eye was the champ up north there, Eagle Farm, race 7, number 6, Grinzinger. Champ going quite well. A few of those last up winners in Eagle Farm can get the job done again, I suspect. But going forward, the Beaver can be back in charge of finding those. That'll do us today. Thanks for tuning in. We'll do it again next week. Take care, guys. Good punting, and we'll talk soon.